closest people to the facts that are happening in the town. And if we do everything we can to get those facts out, that's almost better than the editorializing journalism that is going to get out there. Because what we're saying, if you have good policies in place and staff and open cultures of communication, you're giving the facts straight to the public rather than filtering it through some news organization that's going to spin it. So that's kind of the question I pose to everybody here is, what could you do in your community to try to do something?
In towns and cities all across the country, there are community media stations just like the one we have at Exeter TV. Each of these communities have their own set of problems and stories to tell that are unique to them. It's community media's job to empower people in their area and tell these stories by providing a platform for town residents to speak, making local government more accessible, providing coverage of town events, and so much more. Last week, community media stations from all over the United States gathered in Boston for the annual Alliance for Community Media Conference. A lot of community media has to operate on a small budget with a small team, so this conference provided an opportunity for all these stations to talk to each other and learn how to better support the needs and demands of their local communities.
If you're a 1 or 2 person shop and you've got those daily deadlines, it's hard to do the research. It's hard to have the extra brain space to be able to be creative, to be able to change and do things better for your community. And I think that's one of the things that's really valuable about getting together for 2.5 days here. We've got people from all around the United States who are doing civic media work, they're doing public information work, they're providing educational work for community members. All very exciting and interesting. Not everyone does everything, but you can find out something about ways you can do your work better at a gathering like this. And that's what we try to achieve.
The conference held a series of lectures and panel discussions about the industry and what different community media stations are doing to empower their citizens. At the Media Educator Circle, educators from all over came together to discuss their curriculums, tips and tricks for working with children, and stories from their experiences in the field.
There's this one kid that was attending, and it was so hard to get him to do literally anything because all he wanted to play was like this Minecraft ripoff on our computers. He was like addicted. And then I see that he signed up for like 2 of our summer camps. And this kid made a 5 to 7 part series. He was on a roll. He didn't want to stop. He learned how to use Blender, which I don't know how to use. And he was joking with me. It's like, you don't know how to do this, so I'll show you. Okay. But just seeing the smile on his face, showing his parents what he made was just, it was just amazing.
At a panel about local sports coverage, panelists talked about how they use sports to bring people together and build community.
Sports is like religion. We really resonate around it. People are engaged in it heavily. They believe that it's part of the family experience. It's also part of the school experience. It's part of the school community. Anything like that is community building. And so to that end, there's a certain amount of sort of energy and vibrancy around it. It's really an opportunity to demonstrate how we come together as a community.
At an early screening of a documentary, the community media team in Burlington, Vermont played a film showcasing the station's 40-year history of serving their community.
All right, can I get you anything before we start? Water, do you need?
So you're interested in working here at Town Meeting TV, CCTV?
All right, and do you mind if I record? Okay.
The event culminated on Wednesday night with the annual Hometown Media Awards. For these awards, nearly 1,000 entries are submitted from stations all across the country. A panel of judges from the industry select the winners, honoring and recognizing the stations that are serving their community. The state of New Hampshire was well represented, with the team at Merrimack TV picking up an award for their Merrimack Moment series. Bedford also took the stage and accepted 2 different awards for their work in radio. At the end of the evening, the show went on to announce the stations winning awards for overall excellence.
Do you want to just like sit down next to the camera as if, yeah.
In the category of overall excellence, PE or G access, less than $300,000, the hometown goes to Bob Glowacki, Dan Monchek, Will Tapley, and Gabe Perez from Exeter TV for the project titled Overall Excellence for Exeter TV.
I think our award shows that we love to lean into our employees' creativity here and just lean into our community stories and the great work that our town staff are doing, which we love showcasing. We're doing really important work here in Exeter, and my colleagues in other states are doing important work across the country. Community media plays such a vital role in bringing communities together, keeping residents informed, and just being a platform for the public to share their voice.